In East Tennessee, determinations build for an impending athletic event showdown with a purpose. Lifters come together and grip barbells, not just to shatter personal records and compete, but to raise funds and honor our first responders within the community. Every rep counts for something bigger than strength. It's about gratitude, resilience, and faith, supporting those who have made a commitment to serve others. We sat down with bodybuilders, powerlifters, and fitness competitors to uncover what drives their passion for strength. Their stories revealed the heart and spirit of this tight-knit community, each voice offering a unique perspective and inspiration for anyone curious about the fitness lifestyle, all united by a deep belief in the power of community and family.
So I was 43 years old, working 70 hours a week, had done nothing physical for 20 years, had a heart attack, and I hadn't looked after myself. I was diabetic at that stage. I smoked 50 cigarettes a day, had my last cigarette on the way to the doctor when I was having a heart attack. So that was a bit of a shock to the system at 43. So at that point, I decided that I had to make some changes in my life. I actually took up running, of all things, and I dropped, over the period of about 2 years, I dropped just on 100 pounds. And I got to the point of running half marathons, but I didn't actually like running. I liked the training to run, but I didn't like running. Once I'd sort of achieved that, I went looking for something else to do. And at the age of 50, I decided to take up strongman. Same deal, I needed to, by that stage I got into the point where I needed to train, I needed to have a goal. My kids had always said to me, you know, you're physically fairly strong, so why don't you try strongman? So that was what got me into it initially.
Well, what got me into the sport of powerlifting is I was trying to rehab a very old injury that I did not take care of very well, and wasn't able to squat very well. So I thought, well, I'll just start squatting a little bit at the gym, really focusing on that. Did that for a few weeks, and a couple of the guys here noticed me doing primarily the big three: bench, squat, deadlift, and they came over and said, hey, have you ever thought about competing? And here I am 3 years later, and I'm going into, I think, is my 5th meet here in a couple of weeks.
So I was actually a wrestler. I started wrestling at a young age, and I always loved being strong. That was like I was just a strong wrestler. And one of my coaches actually told me I needed to start hitting the gym. So before my senior year, I really beefed up and hit the gym hard, and I noticed I loved hitting heavy weights and PRs and things like that. And just progressively over time, I just kept hitting numbers and lifting heavy weights. And then one of my buddies, he's actually a powerlifter here, he said, why don't you try powerlifting? Why don't you come compete? And that was in about 6 years ago, or maybe it was 7 years ago. And I did my first powerlifting meet, loved it, and I've been doing them ever since.
I got into it to be better, to get better, healthier. Physically, mentally. There's something to be said for when you're strong, when you're able to do things that you couldn't do. It's a lifestyle I wanted to live, a lifestyle that I think is good for a lot of people if they'll get into it. And they'll see it, but you've got to give it time and do it and enjoy it. And the benefits will come.
So what drew me to the sport, was basically I've been an athlete my entire life. I played baseball, basketball, football up until high school, and then once I got into high school, I started to focus more on baseball. Baseball has always kind of been my thing. And then it rolled into a college scholarship and, had an opportunity to go play professionally. But from there, it was just always that achievement to want more. And as you're kind of pursuing towards something more, this, for me, was an outlet. It was just something that was consistent. It was something that kept me locked in and engaged and trying to be better myself for everything that I could that was going to become, I think, more. So that was the thing.
I do strongman, competitive strongman training and competing. What drew me into the sport, honestly, was to get better health. I didn't realize initially that I was a type 2 diabetic. So my A1C went off the charts, almost like 11.2 at one point. And by doing powerlifting and getting into competitive strongman, the activities, the movements and everything, I was able to just recently have my labs redrawn, and it's 7.1. So it's been a huge improvement. I've lost weight, went from 299 pounds down to, I weigh about 235 right now. And being at 52 years old, I'll take any advantage I can to try to stay healthy and be able to keep moving.
So really what got me into the whole fitness aspect is back in high school, I was really skinny. So I wanted to put on muscle mass and muscle. So one thing led to another. I got involved in the gym, and it was I just took it and ran with it. It was all about just self-improvement, just try to either reach my limit, break my limit, and just keep on to that cycle. I got into law enforcement, and as we all know, evil and crime never takes a break, so I owed it to myself and to the community, and for everybody that I was out being a public servant to always be better than I was yesterday.
I got involved in fitness from a very early age. My mother actually taught some aerobics classes as I was growing up as a small girl. And so we would go and we would sit in the corner, my sister and I, we would watch her teach these exercise classes to these other ladies at the Women's Fitness Center here in Kingsport, actually, when it used to be the Women's Fitness Center. So that was kind of always instilled in me, even as a young girl, that's important. That's something, health and fitness is important.
The passion that I have for law enforcement first started out at a young age. I wanted to be in law enforcement when I was 14 and 15 years old. I have nobody in my family as first responders, but law enforcement, I always loved running into law enforcement officers around the region and just thought they look really sharp in their uniform. I like how they interact with the public, and I love talking to people. I love interacting with the people and serving the public as well. I started in grocery stores and stuff like that and delivering newspapers. But at the time, in high school, I was 320 pounds, so I was a big lineman, so I had a lot of weight on me, but it worked good as a lineman. But I knew if I wanted to pursue law enforcement as a career, I had to lose weight. I had to get in shape because this job is very demanding. Coronary heart disease, diabetes, all kinds of bad negative effects start taking tolls on your body with the stress that we endure. So I knew also I had to complete a police academy. So I got into working out, powerlifting, bodybuilding. Just loved the way it reduced stress, reduced my blood pressure, did all the things that everything stress does negatively towards your body, did the exact opposite. So just fell in love with it, became addicted to it. It's a good addiction. I was in the gym about every day, 5-6 days a week, working out, got down to 227 pounds. And not only did I complete the police academy, I completed it with awards and broke records. And when I talk to people and I interview people for this job, you know, they may have all the a bachelor's degrees in criminal justice and all the training that you need, but to be physically fit is extremely important in the protection of you, yourself, your other officers, and society. And I think physical fitness is one of the most important attributes of a good, solid police officer.
Look, it's obviously physical health is one thing. I'm 56. Last week I turned 56. I'm physically stronger and healthier than I have ever been in my life. I took 11 prescribed medications when I had my heart attack. I take one prescribed medication now. So there's a physical aspect that it'll lengthen your life. You'll be on the earth for a lot longer, but there's also the mental aspect as well. I still work in a relatively stressful job. I travel all over the world frequently. I need to actually train to deal with the mental stresses, get some of the aggression out, but also to relax me as well.
Absolutely do not be intimidated. If you ever find yourself, looking at somebody who's doing some heavy lifting in the gym and you're like, man, I'd really like to get into that, dive right in, especially here at Apex. Everybody is so welcoming. Like I said, I hadn't really been introduced to anybody on the powerlifting team here. They just approached and said, hey, come join us, and now they won't leave me alone. So I love it here. Definitely don't be intimidated. That's my advice, really, primarily for women. We don't have a lot of women in the sport of powerlifting in this area. So my big dream is to have a women's powerlifting team in this area, whether it be here at this gym or, a combination of gyms as well.
Oh, it's a very welcoming community. Like I said earlier, you got all these people cheering you on, wanting you to do your best. You can come into this gym. People will high five you, hug you, say, how's it going, man? What are you hitting today? So it's a very encouraging environment.
Whenever we decided to purchase this gym, it was kind of like it was just like a new turn for us. It was something we both have always loved and enjoyed. Fitness, health, seeing other people get healthy, and being in the gym and holding each other accountable. Seeing other women come in and talk to me specifically about, I hate coming to the gym because I feel so judged. Everybody else looks better than me, and so just trying to help to encourage them to come in, and that's taking the first step, get a membership, come in, walk on the treadmill for a little bit, and just watching them grow, and just helping the community, really. It's just been a really enjoying experience, and we're looking forward to see where this goes.
To be able to give that choice as a law enforcement officer, to be able to give back to my fellow brothers and sisters was, I felt like something that I was actually in a position that I could actually give back to them, a place to train. It's my time. Since I've, been a servant or responder for so long, it was my time to give back to them.
My advice to anyone that's considering, getting into not just the gym for a competitive aspect, but just going to I think overall just daily improvement for lifestyle is to just, I think stay within yourself. Try to find somebody that everybody's, relating to something. We're all in here for the same thing. We're all always trying to be able to push ourselves to be better in this environment. And whenever you're here, Apex, for example, it's a very welcoming community. Everyone that comes to this gym is looking at other people and saying, hey, if you need help, I'm here. If you need something, whether it be from a spotting standpoint or, just normal everyday advice to say, keep pushing, you got resources. And that's what I would say is just jump in. Just take the ability to say, I want to be confident in what I'm doing, and I've got people to support me. And I think that's ultimately all that they need.
Finding some kind of drive, something that it means to you personally, whether it's stress relief from work, whether it's just a little break from the family, anything, just to be around some like-minded people. That's the biggest thing for me is you meet so many people, a variety of people from different aspects, and I've been all over. I've been to Iceland and Switzerland, and plan on going to Australia coming up, and just meeting the different people in different areas. This official Strongman Games that I'm going to next week is huge. Just people from Australia, UK, Africa, South Africa. There's people all over the place that are going to be here, so it's a true world competition.
We had a family come in with two young boys at that time, walked with their head down, always walked behind their dad, and after spending a few years in the gym, it gave them confidence. Now they're standout. I mean, you go to run into them out in public, and they're just, even by themselves. I mean, it gives you, boosts your confidence. It does so many things for you other than just the health benefits, the mental aspect, so it's just not just the physical, but, and then when you get into a good gym that's got a good family, I mean, it's just, you've got more people there, you got more support, people that'll just, most of the people in the gym, they take you for who you are. That's it. There's nothing else. Everybody's the same when they come in here, as far as just your social status, your where you work, what you do, how much you have. That's all left outside. This is just when you come in here, it's just you and what you can do inside the gym.
My last event was back in June, and
I done decent. I got a 550 squat, 335 bench, and a 575 deadlift. I'm 56. And it just goes to show that age don't mean nothing. If you want it bad enough, you'll do it.
I got the idea from doing this because we've been open for 10 years. We've done several meets already just with SPF, and we've got a love for our first responders, police officers. We have several in the gym, and we felt it was time that we wanted to give back to the community, and who not better to give back to but the police officers. I think they're very underappreciated. I think that more needs to be done for them. So this was it was fitting. It just seemed like it was the right thing to do. So it was easy to make that decision that, hey, let's do a fundraiser. We've got 3 other gyms to go in with us. They were super excited, which all 3 of those, 2 are current police officers. 1 is a former police officer. So everything just kind of came together to do this.
And I just love this community. The way they, if we have a fundraiser for, most of our fundraisers, we are a nonprofit, go to Toys from Cops, Trunk or Treat, back to school programs, all the things we can do to the community. And they realize that, so they step up whenever needed, and they give us what we needed to make these successful programs.
Leading up into this next event in February for the first responders, I think it's a really great way to bring everybody in the area who's into the sport together to benefit our community and bringing awareness to our first responders and kind of just giving them a good push from the community, especially from everybody here. We have a lot of first responders here at our gym, so it's kind of a good way to celebrate them as well.
Okay, so what led us into supporting this event? Let's see, we've been a part of, Full Tilt Fitness now for right out a year, and we were actually approached by the owner of Apex Gym here in Colonial Heights, Kelly Bledsoe. He's like, hey, we're getting together with some local gyms. Would you like to be a part of it? I said, sure. What is all this, process or entail? He's like, it's actually going to be first responders. And he said, first responder like yourself. He said, I think you'd be a good pick. Come out and showcase and just tell all about the community of, just getting out and just meeting first responders and just having that relationship rapport that, hey, you like to get out here and, lift stuff and put stuff down too, It's all about just self-improvement and just getting out there to know your local agencies, state agencies, people that's out here fighting a good fight and trying to make a difference for the good.
And to see other members from the community, other businesses wanting to support that same community of law enforcement is really cool to see because they do a lot for us. They protect us and serve us and keep us sustained. So it's really important and it's really exciting to see people come together as a community.
So this event for me is really important. I've always liked to chase numbers, and setting up for a powerlifting meet like this just gives me something to go towards and put my strength to the test. I really love powerlifting meets. You've got people coming from all over, people you don't even know, cheering you on, shouting at you. I mean, it's just a great experience. You get to see all your buddies, cheer them on. It's just a lot of fun. I really love doing it.
My thoughts on the event that's coming up is obviously it's bringing people together. It's bringing community together. And again, it's one of those things where whenever you're bringing a crowd of people to view, I think, whatever it may be, whether it's a bodybuilding event, whether it's a powerlifting competition, it's something that you can all kind of, root for the next person, the next man up. And I think also, too, in how it's supporting our first responders is, when we look at safety, we want to be protected. And we want to look at these individuals as standout citizens. They're obviously police enforcement, law enforcement. They're people that are really trying to protect us, so we want to support them however we can. And I think that at the end of the day, for me, that means the world. Yeah.
Oh, this SPF Back the Blue that they're having this weekend, I can't wait. I'm going to be there. Just love watching. I can't do these things I used to be able to. I just turned 50 last weekend, but just love watching the camaraderie, the friendships, people there to support each other locally. A good time just to interact with people, network, but also I just want to thank the community and thank all the businesses that have poured out their support and hearts to the Sullivan County Sheriff's Office.
A lot of my buddies are sheriffs and police department. I actually do jiu-jitsu with a bunch of the Kingsport Police Department around here. So great guys.
I hope the event itself is huge. I can't wait to see hopefully the public support, community support with it. And the proceeds, I hope the departments really think about what they really need and any benefits they can get from the proceeds in the department, not just things that are wanted, but truly needed to help the area, the community, and their department.
The event we're going to do is it's for the first responders, which I think is an awesome event to give back to who does a lot for us, who don't get a lot of notoriety. They put their life on the line for us. And a lot of times we lose sight of that. But the event coming up is going to be a good one. I think it's going to be awesome.
Okay, so look, in this region, I mean, I'm a temporary Tennessean, obviously not coming from here originally, but my wife and I, we both love the region. The region's amazing, and the people here are amazing. But look, from the first responders' perspective, we have one son that's a police officer and we have another son that's in the military. So we know what happens with our own family, and we know how important that is to us. So we see how important it is for the families of the first responders here and for those people as well. So that's what we think is special about it.
I'm the voice of SPF, so you're going to hear me at the majority of the meets, so I do the announcing. I also kind of do a lot behind the scenes too, so I do all the graphic design, all the promos that you see with very few exceptions. It just kind of depends on the meet director. And I'm on the board of directors. I think there's always room for growth and development for sure, and we never want to just say that we've arrived. It's a good rule of thumb for anything that we do. But we're never going to fully arrive. We always want to try to do better in each and every event and get better. And we're always welcome to listen to our lifters, listen to our community, and get better. But I think it went pretty well today, so I'm pretty proud of Andy. This is one of the first few meets that he's done on his own, and I'm really proud of him.
I feel pretty good. I think I underdid myself on deadlifts, but other than that, I killed it. I came out here and did everything I could to get it.
Yeah, I really trained hard for this one, man. I really wanted this one. Well, judging off that third attempt bench, man, I really left it all out there. If a fly would have landed on that bar, I don't think I'd have got it. So that's all I can ask for, really.
I didn't do as good as I wanted to. I still beat last year's, so that's a win. So I'll take it.
I feel great. It was supportive, and everybody rooted for everybody, no matter what, men and women, and I couldn't ask for a better day.
I feel like I've done something today. I feel great, feel blessed. Nobody got hurt. Got to go home with good lifts. So, hey, good day. Good day.
As the final weights settled, bonds deepened, old friendships grew stronger, and new ones sparked. Champions were recognized, and every participant celebrated for their grit. Organizers plan to make this event an annual tradition, possibly expanding with jiu-jitsu and strongman classes, all united in a shared mission of community, fellowship, and an honorable objective.